Hello, hopefully we have audio and hopefully we have a picture. Welcome, come on in. It's Becky again and we are doing some more abstract watercolor today. So abstract watercolor, and today we are doing the next project here, this concentric circles abstract from the Creative Abstract Watercolor book. You can find a link to this in the description. And I'm using, once again, for another week, this beautiful pearlescent, it's described as a glitter watercolor pad from Paul Rubens, which comes with this adorable little travel palette, which is super cute. However, I am going to save that for when I'm actually traveling and use that separately, because today I'm going to play with the Etcher, a professional palette that I unboxed a little while ago. Came in one of their their blind grab bags, so I have a video on that. And let me just do a couple of checks to make sure that we are looking good, and I think we are. We are looking good. My dog is asking for some music, and we can play music later. Okay, Lizzie, we'll do that later. Okay, right. So, in that case, then let's see if I can get this, this little demonstration done for you, so that Lizzie can get some music, and you can continue with your lovely, colourful weeks. So, let's see now. Right. So I see that we're going to start off with. Well, I'm gonna simulate this palette. I love the purples. We have here some nice, we're going to work in circles today. So just as before, this artist, she lays down about 2 layers of watercolor, and then the details, or the embellishment she calls it, will be on top with black, white and metallics. I'm probably going to go with silver as my metallic color of choice today, but maybe we'll play around with some things. So, starting off strong, we are going to do the, I've masked off, and I also have, this time, because I'm a bit of a messy painter, so I've been spilling over the edges a little bit, so I'm using one of these little, the smaller page protectors from Ohuhu, which comes with the bigger bags that you get of the alcohol markers. I thought I would see if I can use this as a bit of a page protector for this. And then I'm liking the blues that are in here on the Etcher palette, and that's why we're going to get on with that. Okay, so what have I got here? I've got my Artigria pen. This is definitely not a pen, this is a paintbrush. And so let's get started. Off screen I've got my water. Right, so step 1, start by masking your page. Done. Mix 3 colors of paint in your palette, diluting with plenty of water, and use these as a transparent washes to build color. You can also create darker areas by dipping directly into the pans for strong undiluted colors. Okay, so what she means by that is taking your color, and this is a nice opaque ocean turquoise, this one's called. And she's talking about introducing water into it here in the palette so that it becomes nice and flowy. So let's start with this one, and we're doing a big oval in the middle first. That came out quite nice. And then another color I want to use is the sky blue, which is this one here. So I hope everybody watching, past and present and future, is doing well, having a lovely week. So I'm about to move into some more abstract work in my acrylic and oil practices. And I heard another artist talking recently about the benefits they found of keeping up an abstract watercolor practice. Even though they are professionally a mixed media acrylic oil fine artist, they are finding that the process of flowing and intuition and allowing all of this watercolor magic to happen is helping them with their process in developing abstracts for oil and acrylic. So I figure if it's good enough for the professional, it is probably good enough for me. Okay. And you know, once you get into that right brain zone and you're not worried about what it's supposed to look like or making those bigger decisions, then you can really loosen up. And I think that that's kind of the place that a lot of us need to get to. Let's darken this up a little bit with some Prussian blue. Okay, so let's see if we can bring a little bit more depth. Deepen up some of these areas. And I think this is the third project that I've done from this book, so I might start to mix it up the next time I do a stream. I think next week I won't be streaming because I'm having some family visit from England, so I need to be available to enjoy my time with some family over the holidays. But I'm in the process of editing together some long form content, you know, just like 20-30 minute videos. So I will try and get those finished so that at least there's something on the channel to keep us going and to appease the YouTube algorithm ready, so that when I come back I don't become, you know, a forgotten channel. Okay. You know what, I think I'm feeling splatters today as well. So there we go. We're going to have some splatters in ours. Okay. So that counts as round one, so we need to dry that off first before we add any more. So please hold the line. One thing I'm thinking, because we have the sparkly paper here, is maybe bringing in the Paul Rubens glitter colors and using those for the second layer. The instructions are basically using the same colors and adding on top, but I think, you know, we're getting into holiday season and I like sparkly things, so you do you, but I am going to mix it up. I'm going to go for some sparkles. And I don't think I have any water misters to hand, so I can't pre-spray these, but I'm definitely going to go for this one. I'm going to try and match the colors, the palette that we have. But they activate pretty well. These are, I don't use these enough. I love them. I love sparkly stuff as, you know, accents. I'm trying to be, you know, classy, not crafty too much, but they are lovely. All right, so what have I got here? I think I've gone for, I'm going to go for the deep interference blue, the symphony blue, and the shiny blue, and the deep interference green. So somewhere in those. All right, so let's start with, and I don't think I have as many rings as our artist does here, but that's okay. This could be scaled up if I wanted. If I like this, I can always do a bigger version. So why don't I combine, rather than having one pattern on each band, I could combine. So I'm going to start with some of these petal shapes on the outside here. So, has anyone been trying to behave themselves before Black Friday so that we don't overpay? Now, I was showing last week the feature on the Amazon app where you pull up Rufus AI and set price alerts for whatever item you're looking at. And I have so many price alerts, but I also use it to check price history on items. And literally, like, everything I'm looking at, the prices have all gone up. And obviously this is, you know, we joke about it, the price is going up before a sale so that they, you know, when they advertise a sales price, technically they're not lying. I know back in England we have laws on how many days it has to be at full price for before you can advertise a price difference. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, we like that. I don't know if it's the same over here, but bear that in mind. So whenever I'm going to buy anything, if I'm buying anything specifically over the Black Friday sales, I'm going to check the price history of that item for the last 90 days to decide whether it is indeed a bargain or whether, you know, I can just wait another time. Okay, we got a little petals there. Let's do some circles in this gap here, so just dots. Yep, so that's my top tip now for shopping the Black Friday. And then I like to, oh, Okay, there we go. I think my dog finished barking. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and filter by brand as well. Don't just, there's so many white label products out there now that, you know, it's easy to get confused and not know what a legitimate art manufacturer is. I mean, obviously, if you're going for student prices or budget friendly options, and that's what you're into, then it doesn't matter. But obviously, there's a lot of products that look similar to actual brand names, and then I find that if you just look at all of the stuff that's on sale for all of the art materials, there's so many white label stuff that it's hard to find the the big brands that you might be looking for. So I just go through, and I've got a good idea of what brands I like, so I just go through and I filter by manufacturer now. Okay, let's do. Otherwise, I'd be going through the listings for, I think my boss might notice that I hadn't done any work that day. Okay. I filmed the Christmas card making. So I made a bunch of Christmas cards. I filmed it and it's about halfway edited. So we're getting closer to having that video for you. Maybe this week, maybe this weekend. It all depends how life goes. I mean, let's try some nice skinny lines. And these abstract practices are really good at, brush control without any pressure as well. So even if you want to do, more realistic, you want to be a landscape artist or whatever it is you want to do that's more realistic, these exercises are great because it's still, a really good warm up, and, you can kind of just practice a little bit of dexterity before you do commit to anything too crazy. Okay, we've got some rings in the middle here. So I'm going to carefully do those. And it doesn't look like we're filling up all the rings at this stage. So I might leave those last two ones as they are. Okay. And let's see, I think I'm happy with that. Maybe I'll just do a little something on this outside one here. All right, okay. Do I want to do anything in here? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see what the embellishment situation is. Yeah, I think I'll leave those. Okay, I'm going to do other things with that. Right, so thank you, Paul Rubens, for your sparkly magical paints. That concludes the watercolor stage. So let's take a little look, and I'll dry this off. But now we have all those lovely flashes as well. So that really is the way to use the glitter paints. You'll find a nicer, unless you're doing something really creative and cool on like black watercolor paper or dark watercolor paper. They really excel when combined with, you know, you've painted something with regular watercolor and you bring in the flashes on top. Right, okay, so embellishments. Let's just dry it up a little bit. Sorry if this is too loud, let me know. All right, okay. Last week I wasn't happy with the thickness of the black pen. It was a little bit too strong. So this week I'm gonna stick to the little Posca here, but I'm gonna go for a much finer Pigma Micron. So we'll take that one. Maybe we'll do some of the aqua bronze in silver, because that's definitely going to be way sparklier than that, so we can afford to go up. Okay, I have a 0.3, which is looking pretty dainty. See how we get on with that. Okay, let's do some black work. This is quite nice. It's got a nice, like, what do you call that, chevron kind of pattern going around that ring there. So I think we'll do some of that. Let's pick a number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1. Oh, I see how we do it. Okay, we're not doing it like that. We're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're doing the verticals first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, and then however many. Okay, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now last week I said that I probably wouldn't do all the embellishments. I would start it, show you what I'm doing, and then finish the rest off camera. But I stayed. I stuck around and I finished it all with you. 3, 4, 5. Okay, nearly done. Okay. Doodle, doodle, doodle. It's a very quiet activity, I'm afraid. Which is good news for a lot of people that know me. That's how that's come along. And then we have a similar thing, but with just the stripes here. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is because obviously I have a history as a dancer and I cannot count past 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Any more with the black? I think we are doing some outlines of these. So we're going to outline our little petal shapes. And then I'll have 3 areas of interest with the black pen. And that sounds, and they're fairly evenly balanced, so that sounds like enough for that. So then we will move on to the white pen, and I'll figure out what I'm going to do with a little bit of silver. And I prefer silver with blues and greens, apart from like a royal blue goes really nice with gold. There's like a type of blue that just looks really good with gold. But otherwise, reds and purples, those are my friends with gold. And how are we doing for time? We have got time. That's great. Okay. I want to try and keep these lives, these watercolor ones, to about 45 minutes. My Sunday colouring ones are an hour. That's working out perfectly for what we're doing there. Just a recap of what we did last week. This beautiful one. And this was a pre-recorded one that I did the week before. Okay. Let's do some white. And I want to try, instead of just doing a dot in the middle of these rings that we did here in the middle, like the image here, I want to do just little tiny hearts. So like just a little V shape to make a flock of little hearts. Little V's. And I'll show you this in a minute. It's really cute. It's as well, I don't know that I've done this before, but I had the urge to do it, and looking at it, it is as cute as I thought it would be. There we go, almost done. Look at those tiny little hearts. So just little V's, just to make it different to just doing dots again. All right, now we've got a line in the middle of these petals. I think we'll finish this one. I don't think I need to run away and do this one alone. Okay, and then I like the idea of dots around the edge of a ring. This is a nice dark ring here, so let's do that. It's always the white work. As soon as the whites go down, even if I'm in a colouring book and it's just that final little dot in the eye of a colouring page, or the little, you know, some kind of white work dots to show sparkly hair or something. Dot 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 dot. Here we go. That's how we're looking so far. Those little dots. And then I think we have that line going around here. Let me do some rings. So this is the process, isn't it? So the first exercise I did from this book, I did it quite down to the T. I did it exactly as it was, as best as I could. The second one, it started to deviate. And now this third one, like, okay, I got the idea, I'm gonna deviate a little bit more. So it's working. So as a process, or like as a drill for me, this is working really nicely, and I will be continuing with this, even if I start to mix up which projects and books I share on the live stream. I'm definitely going to continue with this. And let's see, I'm needing some lines. I'm just trying to see where the lines should go. I think if I do some lines here, one. Okay, that's how we're looking. And then I still need something in this ring and in this ring, but we still have the silver. And we have about 5 minutes to do it, so I think we can. I'm going to do a ring in the middle of these petals. Little rings are very pretty. Okay, right, that's where we're at after all the white. So this silver, I just want a little brush. Going to wet the brush. Take some out here. What have I got? Got a little acrylic block here. Okay, what am I going to do with it? I don't know. Let's try. What would you do with the silver? I could do some rings, like a line around here. Oh, I know what I could do. I can do where we have the different, the discoloration. I can just do around that to kind of draw, you know, make a feature of the tide mark here. Oh, this is going to be so shiny, that silver. And then let's do some dots in amongst these dots that we put down here. I'm not very good at dots. Don't know if it's my brushes, but I don't really get a dot. I get like a little dash. And then sticking with the threes, I want one more area of silver, and then we'll call it done. Maybe, possibly. Who knows? That's where we're at so far. So I've got my little dashes going around the tide there, and some dots in with the green in here. And so I think the last logical place is around the outside of this ring. And I think I will just do, let's see if I can just do a second ring. This could also be a silver pen, but it won't hurt me to try and practice a little bit more fine brush work. Almost done. Oh, okay, we're right up at 45 minutes now. So how's that for timing? Four, three, two. Little touch up on those ones. Oh, this is very sweet. Okay, tape reveal, stop, stop, stop. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna, yeah, I don't want to tear it this time. I'm gonna heat up my tape first, heat up the washi tape, and then peel it off. All right. Okay. How did we do? So it's great. So with all those different shine and sparkle options, there's a lot to see at different angles. You have to keep moving it around. So sometimes you get the flash of color, and then you get the flash of silver, and then you get the flash of the pearlescent card. Adorable. I think it looks really good. Again, I don't know if I like, I think this was too much. My least favorite part is the black rings around here, but I like the fine lines with it. But I'm not a big fan of those rings. But you know, if I ever wanted to make a bigger version of this for some interior decor, then I would, you know, modify it accordingly. This was our one with the gold. That's with the gold aqua bronze. I think I have a link to that below. So yeah, very dainty, very abstract, very sparkly. Makes me very happy. Well, thank you for joining me. If you've made it to the end of this video, then obviously you are in the right place. I think if you enjoyed that little process and the shiny stuff, then join me again. So I won't be in next week streaming so that I can spend some time with my family, but I will see you hopefully the week after. And yep, and it won't be this Sunday stream, it will be next Sunday stream that I do the coloring. See you soon. Take care.